Hello, I'm Jennifer with Jennifer Decorates, and today's video is all about my top favorite paint colors, so stay tuned. Choosing paint color, I'm sure you already know, is super hard. What it looks like on that little swatch looks totally different in a room. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of my very favorite Benjamin Moore colors. This isn't a paid sponsorship, I just really use Benjamin Moore a lot. But I'm going to share with you some colors that are my timeless colors. I'm also going to share with you some tips about choosing paint and about painting that I'm hoping to save you both time and money. Okay, so I want to share 5 tips with you that I really hope will save you a ton of money and a ton of time. So the first tip is understanding 2 simple terminology words that go along with paint. And the first one is hue. All hue means is that is the color. The hue is red, the hue is orange, the hue is black, the hue is purple. That's just the color. The second word is value. What is the value of the color? That is really simple. So we've got a paint chip here, all the same color. The value is the color is darker, medium, light. The value just is how dark or how light is that same color. So tip number 2 is get several different paint chips and compare. Because when you're holding one color up, say I'm in the paint store and I'm looking at this and I think, ooh, that's really blue. But if I grab another paint chip color and hold it up to it, nope, that's really not that blue. I see more green. Compare your hues in different colors. So tip number 3, I call it my white paper test. So say I'm working with a client and they show me this color that they really like, but they say, you know, Jennifer, I think it looks really light. I'm really worried it's going to be too light. So what I do is I pull out a white piece of paper and I take that paint chip and I hold it up against that white paper. Look how the contrast, the difference, because you're holding it up to a pure white color with no color, and you're looking at the paint color and you can see exactly how dark that paint is going to look. I thought of something else I wanted to tell you, so we'll call this tip 3A. I found this company, again, I'm not an affiliate, it's called sampleeyes.com. You go online and you punch in the color that you're interested in. They will mail you within just a few days a sample that's about this big. On the back, it's got the color of the paint on the front. On the back, you peel off, it sticks to the wall. So brilliant. I don't know why I didn't think of that because I have so many cans of paint, of sample paint. But once you put it on your wall, be sure you look at that color in the daytime and in the nighttime. So tip number 4 is choosing the correct sheen. Now, I do a lot of work for clients who have new builds. Builders will paint an entire house with flat paint, and there's 2 reasons they do that. 1, it's a lot cheaper. 2, it hides flaws. But here's the thing, in my opinion, flat paint only goes on the ceiling because flat paint is very chalky and you can barely touch it and you will make a mark. So if you're somebody who's getting ready to build new, if you can, upgrade. You'll get charged more, but upgrade to a higher sheen, because many times a year down the road my clients are repainting the entire house and you're going to save a ton of money doing that up front. So what sheen would I choose? For most of the living areas, I like eggshell. It isn't too shiny and it's very easy to clean. For bathrooms and kitchen, I choose satin. The sheen is a little bit higher, and so it makes it a lot more easy to clean in those high traffic areas. Okay, so tip number 5, you're going to save a lot of time and money with this one. When you're done painting a room and you've got maybe 1/4 of the paint left in the gallon can, do not store it in that can. Go to the home improvement store. They sell empty quart cans. Pour the rest of your paint into that quart can. First of all, it'll seal it and help it last longer. Make sure you mark it on top what the color is and what room you have it in. So when a year later you've got some marks on the wall, you want to touch them up. Here's how you do it. If it's been a year or 2, even though it's the same paint color, time has gone by, you've had dust and dirt on it, and even when you wash it, that paint color changes just a teeny bit, so that if you just slap that fresh paint on it, you're gonna see it. So what you wanna do is add just a little bit of water to that paint. Pour a little paint out in a little cup, not in that quart can, just pour a little bit in the cup. Add a little bit of water, and then when you go to touch up that spot, kind of go around the spot and feather out, and then nobody will see that you touched up that paint. So when I am choosing paint colors, I tend personally to go a little bit muted with all of my colors. I find them to be more timeless, and they make a really good backdrop. Now I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you. I have written a blog post. If you go to the video description, I will have a link there so that you can go back and review some of the things I've been talking about. So let's jump into my favorite colors. Okay, let me start with blue, one of my favorite colors, and I'm going to share with you some of my favorite light blues, medium blues, and dark blues. So my first favorite light blue color is the Benjamin Moore color Palladian Blue. Now, Cole talked about this color in her video. She used it in the ceiling of her porch. And what she told me was that years ago it's called a haint blue, that it warded off spirits, but also now it helps to keep the birds from coming into your porch. So that one is Palladian Blue. My next two favorites are called Quiet Moments and Beach Glass. They're a blue with just a hint of green in them. Absolutely warm and soothing colors, some of my top favorites. They are great in a laundry room, a guest bathroom, or a guest bedroom. Beautiful colors. My medium blue is, and I've used this one a lot, is called Cloudy Sky. And my second favorite one is called Van Cortlandt Blue. Again, these blues have just a hint of gray in them, so they're not so stark. They're muted. Absolutely lovely colors to use. I really think you could use them in any room. And then my very favorite, very dark blue color is called Hail Navy. Let me show you this picture from Studio McGee. I love them. If you haven't checked them out, they're, oh my goodness, they do such great work. But they use this color in the kitchen, in the cabinets, and the kitchen island. And the stark difference with the white in the kitchen, absolutely stunning. Of my favorite green colors, the first one is Gray Wisp. I know it has the word gray in it, but it is a muted green with probably a little bit of gray in it, so it's not so stark. The thing, it's a lighter green, and the thing I find is when we want a color to be a lot lighter, it's very easy that once it's painted, it just looks too pastel, and it looks like she should go in a nursery. So the Gray Wisp has a little bit of that gray in it to keep it toned down and muted. The second color I like a lot is called Heather Gray. Gray again, I don't name the names, but it's a darker green. This color would look beautiful in a bonus room, and instead of painting your trim a white or an off-white color, if you chose one of the black colors that I like, it absolutely looks stunning. Now for my favorite neutral colors. Now, I'm not gonna give a gray color. I know that's everybody's into grays. I'm trying to give you colors that I think are timeless. The three neutral colors that I like, my very top favorite is Revere Pewter. We have that color in our store, and the reason I chose it is because it is a gray beige color, and so when I have furniture in the store, if it's a black piece, it looks great up against that color. If it's a brown piece, it looks great up against that color. It is just one of my top favorite colors, and makes a beautiful backdrop. My second one is Pale Oak. It's a little lighter than the Revere Pewter. Absolutely stunning. I have that in my bedroom. I use that a lot with clients. And my third color, that's one of my favorites, is Manchester Tan. Manchester Tan has no gray in it. So if I have, a lot of my clients have a little more red or a little more burgundy, then Manchester Tan is the color you want to choose. for my favorite two black colors. The first one is called Wrought Iron. It is not a stark black, it is a gray black. It is a beautiful color to paint on interior doors, a front door, shutters, bookshelves. Very warm, dark color. I absolutely love it. I've used it a lot. My second favorite is called Cheating Heart. Oh my goodness, people who get to name fingernail polish and paint must have the best job. But Cheating Heart, I'm going to show you, this is actually in one of my clients' homes in her second entry mudroom. Look how beautiful this color is. It is darker than the wrought iron, but still not as stark as a black. My two top favorites. My last favorite paint color I want to share with you is white. White is very difficult. We purchased our house a few years ago. It was red brick. Decided to paint it white. I came home with over 10 different samples of white, and my husband made fun of me, but I told him if we need 60 gallons of paint to paint this house, we have got to get it right. So here are my top 3 favorite white colors. For the 3 colors I'm going to share with you, the Chantilly Lace is going to be, that's your lightest white, but look at it against the paper, it's still not a really stark white. It has a hint of a gray blue to me and goes really well with just really any color. Simply White, that one's going to be your warmer white, and it has a little bit of yellow in it. Dove White is the darkest white I'm sharing with you, and it has a little bit of a gray in it and a little bit of a yellow in it, so it's a little darker. When you're choosing your trim colors, hold the trim colors up against the paint that you want to use. Look at it on your floors. What kind of wood floor color does it look well with? And if you're painting in a kitchen, be sure to hold it up to your cabinets and your countertops. And then you can choose your white perfectly. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before I leave, I gotta introduce this guy to you. He's my new grand dog. This is Remus. He is a standard poodle. He's a party poodle, P-A-R-T-I, and he likes to do just that. You guys be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell, it'll tell you when I have a new video out. And you guys stay safe and stay healthy. Second one. I forgot.
I could tell. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go.
So
Sorry.
tip.
Sorry. Go.
Okay. Yellow. I said who.